Three, two, one. Welcome everybody to Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three wheel owners. Whether you're riding on a Ryker, slingshot, spider, anything on three wheels, this is the show for you. Today, I'd like to welcome Marty T to the show. Marty T is from Las Vegas, Nevada. He also got his boy Derek here sitting in with him. Hey, fellas, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Shadow Black, Ryker, baby.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? All right, so Marty T is the one. If you're just watching, is the one with the Limitless Motors hat on. Uh, Marty, what you rolling on?
I'm rolling on a Can-Am Ryker Ace 900. Souped up, baby. Souped up. I call it the Turbo.
Perfect.
Turbo, yeah, the Prowler.
When did you pick it up?
About 2 weeks ago.
All right.
Yeah, I went up there to the Power Sports place up here on Rancho in Vegas and picked that joint up. I've been happy ever since. I'm glad I did that.
All right. So it was a local spot, or did you have to go far to get it?
Nah, right around the corner, like 10 minutes away. It was so convenient. I'm so happy.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So did they have it ready for you, or was one of those things that you had to buy and come back in a few weeks?
No, actually, I went there to get it 1 week, and they they ran my credit. They wanted a certain amount down and all that. So I told them, I said, just hold up. I talked to my wife about it. So I said, just give me another week or two, and I'll be back. I'm gonna go home and think about it a little bit. So I went home, thought about it. Then I had the money in my pocket. So I was like, let me go up here, right? So I went up there, and the same bike was still sitting there. It was meant for me. Some lady was there. She said, "Oh, I want this," but I had already had the salesman already, because they already had my information in the computer for that.
Right.
So it was easy. So all I had to do was just show them the money, and then they signed me up.
So you beat her out to the punch, and she was too late.
She wanted to. Hey, you could be a group member, but I told her. She said, "I want this bike." I said, "Not today."
That's perfect.
You ain't getting this today.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect, man. That's dope. That's dope. Did you ever ride before?
I used to have a Ninja. I used to ride the crotch rocket way back in the days, in the late 90s. And then early 90s, mid 90s or whatever. And then I sold that. So my uncle and how I got started in the bikes was I was about 16, 17. My uncle had Kawasaki from I come from a line of motorcycle club members.
Okay.
So the Afro Dogs is all on the East Coast, Buffalo and Cleveland, Ohio, Youngstown, all that is Afro Dogs. So they taught me how to ride their bikes. So I always wanted a bike. And then after I got older, I chilled out for a while, and then I seen those Rykers, and it was the right price range. So I wanted to get back into it.
Yeah, your story is very similar to mine. I was a two-wheel rider for many years, and I stopped, and then I started, and then I stopped, and then, one or two accidents, I stopped, and then I was like, forget this bike thing. And then same thing, I was like, the Spider came out, and that was like 2009. So that goes to show you, I've been riding for a while. And then I was like, that's so much money. If I'm gonna get back on a bike, I'm just gonna get back on some two wheels again. And then I shelved it, and like same thing, life got in the way, and I was getting older. And then the thing is, I never even looked for a bike. It was a friend of mine who he stopped riding, and he was like, "Hey man, I remember you was interested in them three wheels. Did you see the Ryker?" I was like, "What's a Ryker?" And he said, "Nah, look it up." And I looked it up. I said, "Oh, I'm going to get this now."
Because I wanted the Spider too at first.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm getting me a Can-Am. That's all I used to say. And my wife was like, "You ain't gonna get no Can-Am." But then when they came out with that Ryker, it was a perfect fit. And a perfect price too, because that Spider cost too much a little bit.
Yeah, it's a high price point, but I sat on an F3, and for the price, you're getting a real machine though.
Yeah.
I mean, It's
Oh
a
yeah.
bike, you're getting some
Oh yeah.
power under there. So,
A
but the
saddle.
Ryker fits for me where I'm at right now, so I can't complain, So
Mm-hmm. Yep.
definitely, definitely. So now tell me, congratulations on the Ryker Riders, president of the Vegas chapter. So tell me how that came about.
After I got my bike, I was looking around for people to ride with, couldn't find nobody. So I said, I'm gonna start a club.
Hmm.
Since I come from a motorcycle background with from the Afro Dogs in New York, Buffalo, I
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna start a club. So I started posting, I got my a bike and then I started posting, like basically like who want to ride? Let's go. I'm starting this club. We call it the
Right.
Vegas Ryker Riders. And
Mhm.
who wanna join? And just like that. And then Limitless Motoring, they hit me up. They was like, you're the Vegas Ryker Riders, and they already got like a Ryker Riders, and I was like, but I'm the Vegas Ryker Riders, so I didn't know
Right.
because I
Okay.
didn't, I didn't reach out. I didn't know it was a Ryker Riders.
Right.
I thought I was starting something, and then yeah, yeah, and then Limitless Motors, my man Raheem, he one of the owners there, cool
Okay.
cat. Oh yeah, big time cool cat, and he introduced me to Frank. And
All
then,
right.
that was history once he did that, because me and Frank hit it off. We like brothers from another mother. And me and him kick it. We see eye to eye.
Okay.
And I'm glad that Limitless Motoring told me about that. Then Frank said, well, since you could still be the Vegas, why don't you just be a chapter of the Ryker Riders? And then you could still keep the Vegas name. So that really fit what I wanted to do, the direction I was going in, because I didn't
Okay.
really have to change nothing.
Right. Right.
So all I had to do was just make sure, everything's legit on my end,
Mm-hmm.
and come together with the bigger power.
Right. Right.
Yep. And
All
just
right.
join that.
No,
Yep.
no, no doubt, man. Shout out to Frank, president, CEO of Ryker Riders, and shout out to Limitless Motoring for doing the plug right there. So, how many guys you got in the group right now?
Well, actually, page members, we got 142, and we
Mm-hmm.
got that within like a week. So yeah, like a week.
Mm.
So now actual riding members is 17 of us.
Okay.
Yep, we just got a new guy. What was that, D?
And counting.
And counting.
And
Yep.
counting. Okay. All
Yep, we
right.
got
All right.
17 riding members, and that's only in like 2 weeks, because I started it the week I got my bike was April 21st.
Okay.
So I think I started it on April 21st.
Dang.
So yeah, it only
Man.
been like 2 weeks.
So,
Yep.
I'm assuming. I mean, it's Vegas, so I kind of understand that it is a big bike life out there, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
oh
Oh yeah. They
yeah,
got the Ryker Riders. I mean, the Vegas Riders, all motorcycles and
yeah.
all kind. Yep. But
But
we the only Ryker Rider group out here. I think they got one in Cali, but in
okay,
Vegas, I think we the only Ryker group out here.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
everybody ride motorcycles and stuff out here.
right. So, how is the riding season out there? I mean, I know it's extremely hot, but is it like all year round hot? I mean, how is it like when you want to ride?
No, we got our seasons. It's
Hmm.
just now starting to get hot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just now starting to get hot. So uh we just gonna ride. We're gonna ride through the heat, through the cold. Ryker Riders, baby. We gonna ride.
No,
Shoot.
no, I get it. I get it. Are
Yep.
you in the are you in the city part of or is it suburb part? Like if you're
I'm in the
riding
suburbs. I'm in the
suburbs,
suburb
so
part.
you
I'm up
it's a
in Northwest.
okay, so you can get some long rides, nice roads, good
Hmm.
scenery. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Because
Yeah.
I'm in full city, so it's like I don't have a chance to get I don't even have a chance to ride as much anymore. I'm doing so
I
much
know. You busy, man.
and it's bad because I bought it because I love it, you know what I'm saying? And I love doing this, but it turned into more than the bike now. But and let me tell you, if I get a second to take it around this corner, I will start it up just to drive around the car. I mean, really, I mean, I have to get riding time in. It's rough. So when I see guys, you know, like you and yourselves, and you guys, you know, you got all that room to ride out and get some scenery, man. I envy that. You know, I look at pictures on Instagram, be like, man,
Yep.
this guy rode like 40 miles and no
Yep.
traffic.
No
And, you know, it
traffic.
was like, oh, man, I'd be like, oh, I'm sitting here in traffic going 3 miles an hour, man. It's
I hate
horrible.
it. Just like
Oh,
LA.
oh
It's LA.
man.
I hate to ride out there.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
Mhm.
So, you know, you guys getting it in, man. That's dope. Like,
Yep.
all right, so if say like somebody's just traveling across and they're riding through Vegas. So where would be the place you go if you was on a bike? If you're doing one of them cross country things, you wind up in the Vegas area, your area. Like, what's the popular spot like where people go to hang out with their bikes?
Actually, D, you've been around. What's a good spot?
I see a lot of people go to Red Rock. They take that loop, Blue Diamond, nice rural road. You see it in the movies all the time with those that mountain range where it's all different colors.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's a nice little ride through there. Unless you get behind someone doing the speed limit, it's kind of tricky getting around. But you gotta know how on these bikes to just get around. But I don't think I've ever seen a highway patrol, any police up there, police in that area. You just get there
Wow.
and go.
Well, look, man, as long as you're riding safe, I mean, you know, speed limits are relevant, right?
Yeah.
Relative, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're doing 100 miles an hour and you're the only person out there, then guess what? If something happens, you're the only person you hurting, right? But
Hmm.
if you're doing
Yeah.
it and there's, you know, 50 cars on the road, then you might do some damage to somebody else. So it's all about relativity, right? So you got to make
Mhm.
sure that you're riding safe and everything. So,
It, and an absolute. If you're on a motorcycle, you got to take the strip. We did it this weekend. It's
yeah.
like the celebrities on that thing. I'm
Oh
telling
yeah.
you, it's something
Oh
else,
yeah.
man.
They
You
was
got
like,
to take the strip.
what? And wait till we
Oh,
get our vests. They gonna really be like, what? When we get our vests.
right, right. Yo, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man.
Because they
I
thought
like.
we rented them joints. We was like, we ain't rent these. They said, did y'all rent them? We said, no. See,
Nah,
I want to separate myself from that. Yeah. They
because you
thought we
could go
rented them.
down to you. I know people go down to Vegas. You can rent anything down in Vegas, Lamborghinis, everything down there now, right? So everybody's
Yep.
going down there chilling. Now, I appreciate it. Actually, it's wild because before we even talked, my wife was talking about, yo, we should go to Vegas. So I was like, hey, you know, that'd be a good move. I said, I haven't been. So, you know, I was like, you know, if we could get the time, I want to definitely shoot out there. I like the way it looks. And, you know, even my parents been to Vegas. I haven't been there yet.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta come out, man.
No, definitely, man. It's on the list. It's definitely on the list. Trust me, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
So you just picked up the Ryker. Well, it hasn't even been that long. So how you doing on modifications yet?
Man, I done did so many mods, man.
Talk
In
about
one
it,
week,
because
in one week, I done got what I got. I done got the wrap. I done got I done got the silver turbo muffler. I done modified my air box, the K&N filter. I got the sling mod, sway bar links. I got the tire letters from tirestickers.com. Ryker wrap, the wrap with I got the custom name plates coming in. They just sent
oh
them out with the
man,
Prowler picture on it, them two little plates. And then I got the Prowler front wrap that they did. I got the wheel caps. I got the
right.
rim wrap. I got the Zerati steel fang grill. I got the one up backrest, hand guards, red hand grips, red hood piece, arm protectors, max mount.
In a week. In 1 week.
One week.
1 week, man. How much are you
Yeah.
in?
Oh, about 2 G's in one
Man.
week. And I
I-
just ordered 8 vests. So that's
Oh
another G.
man, look, listen, I can't complain. Like I do the mods, like, you know, and I always say to myself, "Oh, that's it, I'm good." And
Mhm.
then I turn around and they producing something else. I mean, even now, Sling Mods just put something out, and I'm like, damn, do I want to buy that? But
Oh,
do I need it? And then it just turns into just more and more stuff, more and more stuff. They
man.
set this thing up for modifications. I don't know if they knew what they were doing,
They
BRP
did
and Can-Am, but I don't know why
marketing.
they didn't corner the market or modifications. But I
Yeah.
mean, they let it open, and all right, I like an open source where you can actually, and some of the stuff that people are coming up with now as I watch time go on and the inventions that are, they're coming up. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, you know what, this is pretty cool, and it's so much. I don't think I've ever seen two bikes alike.
Nope. Nope. I
Unless, right?
haven't. I haven't
Right?
seen it. Nope.
Right. Unless they're
I've
in the
seen a lot of
dealership.
them.
Right. Yeah. Unless they're both sitting in the dealership. I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen any of them alike. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's crazy, man. And sometimes the dealerships don't even have the same ones.
Mm,
They got different because they got the different colors, different panels,
right.
and all that. So they change it up to try to appeal to the
In New
buyer.
York though, there's only two in the city limits. There's only like 2 or 3 places you can actually buy a Can-Am.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so few. It's first, even to get mine when it first came out was a waiting list. I mean, a legitimate, like, we'll call you. Like, I was like, yo, I got money. They were like, yeah, we'll call you and you better be here in an hour. They were like,
Wow.
I just recently went to the dealer that I bought it from. That was 2019. So I went a couple of weeks ago to do a show, and he
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't have a Can-Am for you to even sit on. Like,
Wow. They
he
going
says,
off
as
the
soon as,
shelf.
yeah, in New York, he says, as soon as I get it off the crate and put it together, it doesn't sit in the showroom for a day. There's
Wow.
nothing left out here,
You're
and they're
killing
buying
it.
them up. Yeah, they're buying them up. Like, I wanted to go and say, all right, let me try a 21 and sit on it and see. I mean, I know there's not much difference, but yeah, they
Yeah.
they they come, and as soon as they come in, they're gone, and it's wild because out here you think in New York you see a lot. You don't.
Nope.
You see a decent amount. Not It's
Mm-hmm.
not flooded. But then I look at other states like say like Philly, Baltimore. Those they ride. It's
They
like a hundred,
riding. They
a
riding.
hundred of them. You know. So I was
That's
like, I don't know
man.
how these guys got so much time
They
and free.
getting them bikes. And it's like, yep, hundreds of them cats, man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
man.
wow.
And they're riding deep, deep.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Do you see a lot? Well, before you bought yours, did you notice a lot in Vegas, like the Rikers?
Mm-mm, I ain't never even seen one.
No.
Really?
I ain't never even seen one until I just got on the internet and started browsing, and then they
Right,
come across my screen. You'll see a commercial of them doing a
right,
road test or something,
right, right.
and then they start coming across the screen. I was like, wow, I might want to check one of them out.
Yeah, man.
And that's how I got introduced to them, just off like commercials on my Instagram page and stuff.
No. I just thought that maybe because since Vegas is such a big bike community, that anything that's not a car would be like popular out there. What about like the slingshots and things like that? You see a lot of those?
They got
Oh, yeah.
slingshots. Yeah,
Oh,
they
there's a
got
lot of
slingshots.
those.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
slingshots, but not the Rikers though.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. That's wild.
mhm.
All right. So listen, now that you got this Vegas Ryker Riders thing going on, and the chapter's growing, and everything's going. What's your plans with this club? Like, what do y'all have set up? What y'all gonna do with this?
We plan on doing some charitable events.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a big cookout. We're gonna have like some giveaways and stuff like that. We're working on it now. But as being so fresh and so young, we
Mm-hmm.
need to. We're coming up with different ways to attract people to come here, and then we're gonna link up with Limitless Motoring,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna do some advertising, bring people out, talk to them about the Rikers, and see if we can get them some business, and then we can get us some members, and then we'll start doing some community things, reaching out to the community and see if where can we fit in at.
Right.
What can we do to go out there? Can we start a food drive?
Mm-hmm.
Can we go out and feed the homeless? and things like that. That's basically the direction I would like to take it, because it's positive and it's gonna, give us a good name.
Of course, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. No, I mean, I've speaking to a lot of other people in the Ryker community who, I spoke to a preacher Ryker 123, and he's from Texas, and yeah, he does a lot of charitable events, through his church and through his riding club, and it's not even a club; it's just a group of guys. But he even has the bikers out there, and he blesses the rides and all of that. So yeah,
Yep, I
when
see
guys
it.
are going out there and giving back to the community, that's basically what it's all about. And actually, the premise of what I'm doing, I'm trying to unite the whole three-wheel community, like all over. I mean, I'm gonna try to go state by state, and then bring somebody in, and then take it over. I've met people from the UK. I met people from the love is all over. I even met somebody from Japan, but we couldn't
Wow.
get the we couldn't get the translations going. And I was like, this is gonna be a hard podcast because
Oh,
we're
man.
gonna both have to sit with translators. And so, but yeah, it was a good guy. We got some conversation going. I went live on his Instagram. I mean, it was just amazing how the people that I'm meeting, and
It's
I find
amazing,
this
man.
community uh, with so much love and give back. It seems like everybody's in it for, mostly everybody's in it for something good, and they're really liking the bike and got a lot of love for the bike. And I even see people who've never even worked on a motorcycle before say, "Oh, I did this, I did that, I fixed this, I
Mhm.
fixed that." So I say, you know what? Why don't give people a forum so they could come on and talk about the stuff they done? Because I don't think there
Awesome.
is a forum where you could come on and talk about
Yep.
your bike, your club, and especially if you want to give back to the community. How else to get the word out there
Mhm.
if not by social
That's
media,
hey,
right?
that's nice, man. Because I watched a couple of your videos,
Thank you.
and I'm. It's a privilege to meet you and
Thank you,
talk to
man.
you, because I
Thank
watched you. Yep, I watched when you start rapping it and all that. I watched the whole thing.
Oh
I watched
man.
when they crashed. You said, "Man, they crashed into my light. Look at my light." I watch all your videos. Yep, I seen you. I was like, man,
it's
yeah, but
it's very it's
it's an honor to talk to you, bro.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate the love. It's wild. It's a very, I didn't have social media before this started. Like, this was something I had an idea, and my kids was like, "Oh, you run with this. We got you. We'll set it all up for you." So I'm just learning too. But it is very weird that when people do, like, if I go to an event and people be
Mhm.
like, you
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
and I'll be like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I got like a little YouTube channel.
Word
Like,
up.
they be like, no, I watched all your videos. And I'm like, oh, and it's wild because even people who come to bring their bikes to get, like, I'll work on the local guys here bikes and stuff like that, and they'll pull up and they'll, because they don't meet you, this everything's done by
Yeah,
text. Then they'll
yeah.
pull up and they'll be like, "Oh man, you the guy I've been watching on YouTube." So I'll be like, "Oh man," I said, "Thank you." And it's kind of fun, to see that, but
Mhm.
it's just like, it's so weird to me,
Yeah.
like everybody's like, "Oh," but I was like, I'm really not doing it for anything, but I want to create like a really big Can-Am community.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's,
you doing it. You
yeah,
doing it. I
that's
support you
thank you, thank
110%.
you.
We
I
all
appreciate
support
it.
you.
I appreciate it. That's
Derek
why
here, he been watching you a long time.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
he been watching you longer than me. I've been in 2 weeks. Watch you for 2 weeks. He been watching you for 2 years.
Appreciate it, man. And let me tell you, man, I really do appreciate that when people say watch, because you know I didn't think it was going to be a lot of work. Like, I did it because I like to do it. It's fun, right?
We put
But
this.
then it
Yep.
turned into like really putting out content and work. So it's like, I was like, oh man, like maybe I got in over my head, like just before I finished with you. I mean, just before we got on, I
Mhm.
just did a 2.5 hour live show.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, I was watching that.
I saw it.
Yeah, you see me
Okay.
say, I said, but what I wanted to say was, I
Yeah.
had said, safety first and all that.
Oh, right,
I
right, right,
wanted,
right.
yeah, I wanted to say, you know, keep your head on a swivel. And then when you riding, to add more stability, you want to keep your legs close to the side, close to the side, clutched on the side. Because with your legs open, you could lose your grip and you could get flung off that.
Right. No,
yeah, but if you keep your legs clutched on that motor part, on the side frames, you got more stability.
Right.
You riding with the springs now, with the shocks.
That's a great tip.
You riding with the shocks. But as soon as you open your legs up,
you lose.
It's open season.
Yeah,
it's open season. You finna go flying off for sure.
No, that's actually a great tip. I should have put that in there because I know that you know from riding two wheels, the tighter the grip to that bike, when you got a good grip on that with your thighs and everything.
You have to do that for sure, especially when you're turning and everything. Because I try, and it can't throw you off.
Right. And trust me, it feels like sometimes when you hit those corners, it feels like it's going to leave you still sitting in the ground. But I haven't been thrown off yet, and I've whipped a few turns more than my share when I first got it. But I haven't been thrown off yet. But I do think that maybe if you're gonna, I know no one has done this yet, and I'm thinking about the concept, but no one has ever tracked them in a race, like a Ryderz in a race on a track. So I mean, I don't know where that's going. That's something I probably can't take on at this point, but I would like to see a little Ryker race.
You do the mods and get
the mods
and get that tune and put those headers on there, silver turbo or whatever. See, D, he got the what muffler you got, D?
Brandon King.
Oh, the Brandon King.
He got a lot of modifications too now. His bike. Hey, when we come down the street, the Vegas Ryker Ryderz, shoot, they know we ready, baby.
That's cool though, the Brandon King. It's wild because I didn't think about getting a muffler. And then I was like, you know what? And so I found something online. So let me try it. So I found this company, Spider One Attitude. I used their muffler. I was like, this is cool. I get a sound. But then RLS hit me up and was like, listen, I make mufflers, whatever. He said, look, I'm coming out with a new thing, a carbon series. I'm sending out 5 and I want you to be one of the testers. If I tell you this thing shakes the block, bro.
What?
Yeah, it's a beast. And he gave me a baffle. He said, look, you could put the baffle in, but I'm like, I don't care about no, And let me tell you, man, this thing is, I'm riding with earplugs. I'll tell you that right now.
Wow.
Straight earplugs. You're sitting too low.
That silver turbo is a monster.
Yeah.
I go by, be like, what? They hear me coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk about that, but RLS also is putting out some bad sound.
RLS is a beast, dude.
He got that Punisher series. It is. He's selling out. He's doing his thing, but
everything.
As for mods, man, I think my favorite mod had to be my windshield, man.
It is. Yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, I did the windshield too.
Let me ask you something, Keith.
Yeah, what's up?
Everything for this bike that's worth anything is $200 or $300. Is it just me?
A sticker costs $80.
Even that jockey shifter is $200.
Oh yeah, but we're not gonna go into that thing. That's like
okay, I feel you.
But you're right. It is. It goes into the pricing. It's like because the market is still small. So tight. People are setting their own price. So it's like, I just made a Ryker cup holder. I want $40 for it. Nobody else made one. So what do you average it to, right?
Right.
So now what's happening is like LEDs, right? So you got the company, the Trick LED that signed on with Sling Mods to make all the lights, right? So he's setting the market because he's cutting the lights perfectly to fit this and that. But now you got these people coming out and Amazon making LEDs and they know exactly how long it should be. Because I just did some LED lights from Amazon on a guy's bike and I posted that video and it came out nice. You know what I'm saying? For the Amazon kit, it wasn't bad. But can I compare it to the Sling Mods kit? Yeah, the Sling Mods kit is dope. And it's perfectly fit. To see, it's almost like that looks aftermarket, and Sling Mods looks professional, right?
Right.
but you
Yeah.
still get the same outcome. So
Same
it goes
outcome.
by your budget, right? So that's
Yeah. Go by
basically
your budget.
the
You get
bike
what you
is
pay for.
right. So the bike
Yeah.
is based around your budget. So yeah, you can
Yeah.
go and spend, go and get the dual horn for $85, or you get the $29 horn from Amazon.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so but what sound are
I'm
you
going
gonna
to
get?
29. Give me the 29. All that money I spent, I've got to go get to 29.
Right, and I'm getting to the
That's funny.
point too. I'm like, man, more LEDs. So, but I found a company that makes great LEDs. I mean, they actually made the LED lights for the New Year's Eve ball that fell in New York.
Oh,
Right. So I found this company. I don't know if they're big or small, but their website's not all that great, but they have to be the brightest LEDs I've ever seen. So I've been buying from them, and I'm hoping, I've been sending them emails like, hey, check this out. So maybe they'll think about making something exclusively for the Ryker. Because
wow.
I just added lights to the rear where the passenger can hold on,
Mm-hmm.
that part of the rear passenger seat. I just
Mm-hmm.
added LEDs to that rubber
Oh,
area.
that's nice, man. I will like that. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So that was my next video that's coming out. Plus, oh, forget it, I got so much on the gate. But
Oh, I
anyway,
know you
man.
do. I
But
know you do,
anyway,
brother.
I just got to
I
stop
know
doing
you
this
do.
because I got to start riding. But listen, now that I'm getting into the part of the show where YouTube algorithms be like, oh, you was on here too long, and it's not going to be worth me pushing this. So let me
Yeah.
say, uh, if you had to describe, I'm gonna throw it out to both of you one at a time. If you had to describe your Can-Am experience in one word or one sentence, what would it be?
Exuberating.
Hmm. You, Derek, what do you say?
Uh, Fast.
Okay.
I would say fast. It's a thing just makes me go fast every time I get on it with that exhaust, trying to hit that sweet spot. It just makes you drive it fast.
I
Ah,
say, man, hey,
listen,
amusement. Change mine to amusement. Yeah,
listen,
change
man.
mine to amusement.
I hear you, but you know what? And I say this all the time, and people probably think I'm lying, but if you go back and watch my podcast, every answer is different. And you know what's wild? I even had BRP on the podcast, and even he said, well, he said the generic, ride like no other. But no one ever else said that,
Yeah,
So it was like
yeah.
everybody said something different, like exhilarating, fast, humbling. It's always something different. I'm like, it clears my mind. It's like it's an amazing thing that people taking this bike to a whole different level.
I know.
It's just amazing, man. But
Can
it's
yeah,
crazy. They hit it big with this one.
they
But
hit it big.
anyway, Marty, shout out, tell everybody your contacts if they need to contact you about your chapter, Instagram, whatever you got going on. Just
Yeah,
shout
yeah.
it out.
You can hit us up at on Facebook at Vegas Ryker Riders, and you can hit us up on Instagram at Vegas Ryker Riders, or you can hit me up on my email at buffalobills2030@gmail.com, or you can call me 702-403-4247, and I'll let you know about our chapter and all the positive things that we're doing right now. And any and everyone is welcome, no matter what kind of bike you ride. As long as you got a bike, you could join the Vegas Ryker Riders.
All right, all right. So you heard it from the man. So if anybody out in the Vegas area looking to get together and ride out, you got a Ryker or a Spider or whatever you want to do, you can hit up Marty T right now, and all his contact information will be below. So hit him up on the social media. You guys should already know me. If you're listening, I'm Keith Hammer. This is Rolling on Three, the first podcast for all three-wheel owners. And listen, you could reach me on email at rollingon3wheels@gmail. That's the number 3. My YouTube channel, Rolling on Three Wheels, all spelled out. My Instagram is Shadow Black Ryker. That's not going to change to Rolling on 3, so that is what it is. I'm on Twitter, Rolling on 3, and now on TikTok, Rolling on 3. So just type in hashtag rolling on 3 and you'll find me somewhere. I got some things coming up, of course. You guys all follow. Thank you. Appreciate the love. There's a support button and a link. This podcast will be on YouTube streaming on all platforms. So it will be on iTunes. It will be on Spotify and Google Cast. That's what I do. All right. So everybody, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, shout out to Vegas Ryderz new chapter. They're going to have big things going on. So you'll make sure you guys follow them too. All right. Doing good things.
Yes, sir.